So let's finish this piece off. You have to update to Zoom 5.2. And then when you go to share screen, there's a button that says advanced. And then it'll ask you to either identify a keynote or a PowerPoint. Doesn't work with Google Slides, but you can download your slides as a PowerPoint. And then I get a little clicker on my screen so that I can go through the various slides. And I could have 6 or 8 slides ready to go. So I'm going to switch out of that mode now. But I think that's really super neato. And now I'm going to go to just regular sharing of my Google Slides. And hello, everybody. If you're wondering about the sunglasses or some of the other stuff, that's in Zoom 5.2 under plugins. No, what's it under? Hold on. Let me make sure. It is under video filters. Filters. So I could put my mask on and be totally safe. I could be a bear. Do not Snapchat me right now. This is ugly. I could let's see how the TV one works. Hey, I'm on TV. So those are your filters that are built in. I don't know what this one does. No, that is a no. That's a hard no. I'm going back to the glasses. Okay. So I'm John. Nice to meet y'all. First thing is super important is you're going to want to screenshot this page because it has my email address on it. And when you're in a session with me, you get free lifetime tech support. Ursula, whose name looks like Coachella Q. Ursula, I'm just on my laptop today, so I don't have as much screen power as normal. If there's something relevant in the chat, you just jump in and interrupt me because I love me some hecklers. So if there's something good happening, I want to know. And I don't want to have to wait till the end. But back to where I was with you guys in the beginning. jcorippo at Gmail or at jcorippo on Twitter. First big thing, you guys. First big thing. Free lifetime tech support. And if I can't help you, I have friends that can. So if you're teaching big time math, because I'm a language arts guy, numbers scare me when they add letters to the numbers. That's scary to me. I'm good with just numbers, but you put numbers and letters, I don't care what Y is. So it doesn't help. I can get you connected with really awesome math educators for that. Here's your second free gift, and we're only 3 minutes in. If you're getting ready to start school or you just did and you're worried about how do I build culture with kids in my class who are not in my class, we've got this built for you guys. It's a smart start. If you go to eduprotocols.com, it's on the main page link there, eduprotocols.com. And what we've got for you guys, you guys, I've been doing this on WebEx all week, so thank the moon for annotations tools at work. Right here, there are instructions for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 27 free eduprotocols right there. And then there's a lineup of suggestion for each day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And this is a great way to get your kids really figuring out how to learn, how to compare, how to share their ideas. And imagine that you've got your kids at the end of the first week, they've got 5 or 6 protocols they're good at. On the second week, you can start teaching anything you want. And we've had several people on the interweb say, I'm not sure that we should delay kids learning. So you guys just stay with me on this for a second. This is not about delaying the learning. This is about getting it right. Does that make sense? So this is about getting it right. If my kids can frayer anything that moves by the end of the week on week 1, if my kids can do a bukakucha on 4 TV shows on week 1, if I've done 3 or 4 cyber sandwiches on frogs, donuts, elephants, and robotic arms, if the kids understand how all those things work on week 1, on week 2, I can basically teach them anything. And that's the goal. It's not delaying learning. It's just delaying access to the content. But on week 2, you can access the content way faster. And I'm back in the classroom now. And guess what I'm telling you? It works. It's actually working in my class. And so when you go in there on that first column, there's a set of slides that's the instructions for each one of the different protocols. And then on day 1 through 4, there's a breakout. So you can literally copy paste your way to a successful first week of school. Now, if you're saying, John, we've been in school 4 weeks like Ursula, no problem. Do a smart reboot at Christmas, you guys. You know that week after Christmas break? Just gear up for that, or do one if you have a 3-day before Thanksgiving, like some districts are off that whole week, that's a great week to re-engage the kids. So you can smart start any time of the year. And one of my other favorite options is to end the year with a smart start. But when you end the year with a smart start, you call it fantastic finish. And that is getting the kids ready for next year. If you're in a K-8 environment. So Ursula, check this out. Let's say you teach 6th and I teach 5th. The last 3 or 4 days of school, my kids will go to your class and smart start. When they roll into your class next year, they already know what's up. It's super cool. And let's be honest, those last 4 or 5 days of school, they're a little weird anyways, right? Nobody wants to watch Toy Story, really. No, they don't. They're talking to their friends and eating popcorn. Let's be honest. So you can invest those days and get some other things done. All right, next thing. This is from my good friend, Joe Marquez. Now, here's the power of Eduprotocols in real life, you guys. He just completed a sketch and tell with college kids at Fresno State. He just did a sketch and tell with college kids at Fresno State. Best comment of the day. I learned more in 3 hours than 6 hours of college. So yeah, today was a good day. And if you're wondering what's in there, I'll show you guys this later. We'll do a practice. Sketch and tell is a very simple concept that basically goes like this. Give the kids a few minutes to explore some content and then have them sketch what they learned and tell what they learned. And guess what? They could do the tell part in Flipgrid, but it's a really powerful combination of two different academic approaches to learning. And Eduprotocols are super popular with high school folks. This is Scott Nunes. If you've seen the TNT EdTech podcast, he's one of the partners in that. He said their department went up 41 points on CASP, you guys. Now that was 2 years ago because we didn't CASP last year. They went up 41 points as a department. They went up 50 points for students with disabilities. Those are the kind of results people can get when they're using protocols effectively. And last year, I spent a lot of time down in Val Verde School District, and this is what their teacher said at the end of the year after using protocols. Next year, I'll be using Eduprotocols due to the impact in my classroom. We got a rating of a 7.2, you guys. We had an independent evaluator. He said that at 7.2 approval rating for a new program was unprecedented in his 20 years of experience. That's a pretty good number. Unprecedented. That's a good number. I'm good with that number. So I'm just trying to do a little rah-rah to get you guys excited about protocols. Here's another reason to be excited about protocols. I know a school district in SoCal that when COVID went down, they did 400,000 packets, you guys. Not pages, packets in one weekend. Can you imagine the printing bill? And here's the problem. My sister has a whole homework packet and only did 1 page. I asked her why, and she said her class is in a group chat and everybody does 1 page. This is the kind of stuff kids do when you give them packets. So we got to be better than packets. Does that make sense? We got to teach better than packets, because the good news is that district stopped doing that after the second week because they realized it was going to be like the Rose Parade every time they collected their packets. This is not going to be good. So that was going to be a whole other problem. So here we go. Eduprotocols for reals. Again, free templates at eduprotocols.com. And free lifetime tech support from myself and Marlena, and then people like Kim Vogie who they didn't even write the book, and Kim's like so excited about it, she's out there helping too. So one of the first ones, if you guys are new to this, is the Fast and the Curious. And I'm constantly telling people it's not an app and it's not a tool. Hi, Scott Petrie. It is a pedagogical approach. It is a pedagogical approach. And the pedagogy of it is really, really simple. It's no different than any coach you've ever had in a sport play. You do 1 quick rep. Let me see what you got, guys, right? 1 quick rep. Let the computer score it. Immediate feedback. Let the computer score it and then give that feedback and then do 1 more quick rep. This intermediate step right here of the feedback is super critical. And then we watch the class average and repeat daily. So hopefully, if you've heard of Eduprotocols, you've seen this kind of thing in action. Now, what I'm going to do for you guys today that are veterans, like say Scott, is we're going to do some GimKit today. And GimKit, if you haven't done it, is pretty awesome. And my favorite thing about it is it's actually owned by a kid who's only 19 years old. And I interviewed him about 3 weeks ago, and he said, I hate math. But he's a programmer for a living, you guys. I want you to think about that for a second. I hate math, but I'm a programmer and I own a company. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I'm going to put you guys in teams of 10 people. This is GimKit, similar to quizzes. Each team will race to make $100. I'm going to make that $700 because we have fairly big teams today. And I can give you starting cash. I can set the handicap. Scott, your team cannot get worse than -50. I'm going to leave music and clapping off. I'm going to let people join up late. I'm going to turn off power-ups. But if you like power-ups and quizzes, it's the same thing. And so I'm going to go continue. So what I want you guys to do now is go to gimkit.com/play. And I'll put this in the chat. And here's some fun trivia. The kid that made originally named it Gimlet. And he did not realize that that was an alcoholic drink. So he changed the name. If you're wondering how it got to be GimKit, that's how he did it. So gimkit.com, enter code 12020. Super simple. Scott, see this button that says add remote communication? I could push on this and I could have live video going out or YouTube live stream in conjunction with my GimKit. So that's pretty rad. So I could do this right here. I could share my screen. And I'm not going to do it for technical purposes. 3-player Nui. I'm going to go ahead and make teams. Normally, I would give you guys more time, but we're just trying to, get through our hour. And I got a lot to share, and I don't want to spend too much time on any one. Okay, I'm going to make teams now. It automatically splits you guys into teams. And we're going to go start game. And you're going to be learning Latin today, not Latin roots. Straight up Latin. Here we go. First team to $700. Bronze team, you're at -1. Be careful, bronze team. And then if you guys look on my screen, I've got like a stock market ticker here. I can see how the class is doing. Green team's on fire. There we go, starting to take off. You'll love this, Ursula. I was doing this with some teachers in Nevada, and there's only 6 questions, but it keeps going over and over until you earn $700. So the teacher was like, I keep getting the same questions. And I said, I know, it's so cool. And she goes, can I write my notes down? And I was like, so really, this is just an artificial way to get kids thinking instead of me lecturing at them. Look at how our stock market's going as you guys are getting into your second rep. We're really taking off now. Nietzsche already upgraded money. All right, Nietzsche did the upgrade. Green team's in the lead. Hazel's looking good. The bronze team, not a lot of dollars yet, but who knows as they get their reps in. All right, the scores are really adding up now, guys. We're really cooking. Okay, I'm going to go about another minute, and then I'm going to actually stop the game. One of the things I like, Ursula, about this, about GimKit versus quizzes is really cool, but you only get to see each thing how many times. In GimKit, you got it over and over again. And then I have not used it yet, full disclosure, but there's a GimKit tool called Kit Collab. Scott, this is where I'm going with you, Scott Petrie. The kids make the slides together. So it's like a slide factory in Pear Deck, but they can actually make the slides. So you could pre-assign the kids or have them do a quick frayer, Scott. Look at that. The green team was on fire. So now this is how the Fast and the Curious protocol works. Is I'm going to go to general overview, and we made $18,000, 837 answered correctly, 651 incorrect for a class average of 56%. Let's look at the question breakdown. Okay, so Amat. Amat means he, she, or it likes. We were only 37% on that one, you guys. Audimus, let's think about our Latin roots. Audimus, it means we hear. Audimus means we hear. Curus means you run. Curus means you run. Curitus means you all run. That's if you're in the South, you all run. Get it? Haha. That's it. That was it. No, that was a dialect here. Okay. Auditus, you all hear. So itus means you all. So auditus, you all hear, and sedetus, you all sit, as in sedentary. So you can see we did pretty good on that, but I did no direct instruction. So now what I can do is I can go like this. I can go and check on how people did individuals. I wouldn't do that in big group with the kids. And then I can go back and we can play again. So 6 Latin verbs. And there's our score. And then we can go play again. So I go play. Okay, this is where if you did last time, kit, put that again. Gimkit.com, and here comes the code, you guys. Gimkit.com, and I'm going to hit continue. 57869. Gimkit.com, 57869. Now, if you're a teacher, especially in high school, and you're worried about plagiarism or cheating, you could cheat on this, but the tempo of it is sort of prevents that, and the enjoyment of it sort of prevents that. Like I'm definitely positive that kids could figure out how to cheat on this, but it's not going to get cheated on like a PDF or fill in the blanks kind of thing. That's a whole other kind of cheating. Okay, so we got 50 players in. I'm going to make some teams here. Watch, I can reshuffle the teams. Doink, doink. I can shuffle the teams, start the game. Here we go, people. How many people were thinking about Latin when we started? That would be 0. Well, maybe 1 or 2. And then look right here, Ursula, look at the difference on our first rep. How long did it take us to get 150 last time? And this is the pedagogical piece, you guys. Repetitions, reinforcement. Repetitions, reinforcement. You guys are blowing it up right now. And Scott, would you mind if the kids wanted to write down the answers? No. That's called taking notes, people. And part of what I'm doing with this is, if you've seen me talk about the Fast and Curious before, is that this is a pedagogical approach. It's not a tool, right? So I don't want people to commingle quizzes, because it's really cool, but I don't want them to commingle quizzes with the idea of what we're doing here brain science wise. And I think the high school kids dig this format a lot more than some of the other formats. Also, look at our distribution of wealth here. Most of our teams are within a statistically, they're pretty close to each other. So we're not having a walkover. Oh, I see you guys upgraded money. People are upgrading money to go to level 2 and level 3. Also, what's worth pointing out while we're doing this is this low-level learning. Yes. But how much time did I spend on low-level teaching in the old days before I had tools like this? A lot of time. Just standing in front of the board, getting kids to write down the definitions. That could be hours, and telling kids, this is going to be on the test. This is important. Really took a lot of time. Whereas in this model, we're letting you guys do most of the work, and I'm just following along. Oh, bronze team looks like they're going to close it out. They're close. Oh, and then they lost some points. Oh, they were right on it. Ruby comes out of nowhere. Olive pops up. And there we go. Woo, yeah. Okay, so the bronze team wins. I can quickly see who did what and how they did. If folks are struggling, I can do the breakdown of the group. I can export and gather reports. So check it out. 9 minutes ago as a class, we're at 56, you guys. 3 minutes ago, we're at 76. That's a pretty good 6-minute investment. Can I get amen for that? 6 minutes. So guess what my lesson plan is for tomorrow? Same thing, except tomorrow, I'll bet we start at more like 65 and we'll end at more like 88. So the reps are the key there. Letting the kids get in there and get some reps is a really important one. So that's some quizzes, and I'm going to skip over these. But you could do stuff like math facts with this. Think about that. Like you could do math facts this way and get kids repping like crazy. This is Kim Vogie's class at their Christmas break. This is their final quiz on Greek and Latin roots. Her kids only missed 3 total as a whole class. That's pretty impressive. Another thing I want to do now is play a little game called How Many Marzanos? And these are the Marzano skills that get you the most academic output from your class. And so if you look down, there's identifying similarities and differences, summarizing and note-taking, reinforcing effort, homework and practice. These are the Marzano top 10. If you've been in classroom instruction that works kind of PD, these are the things. These are the things that get the growth. The problem is, in a lot of classrooms, this is the work kids are doing. This is the kind of work they're doing. They're doing really low-level work if you take a look at it from like a Bloom's taxonomy level, right? Just adding some pictures or some honeybees or some flowers isn't making it higher level thinking. So the cyber sandwich, which we're going to do a live one in a few minutes, it's actually going to be on Nacho Libre. Similarities and differences, summarizing, note-taking. We have seven Marzano top skill activities in a single activity, you guys. And that's what makes it awesome. And so the cyber sandwich, if you haven't heard of one before, and I know Scott's a big user too, you basically take one source. It can be a video, an article, a YouTube, anything you want. There's 5 slides. You divide it into 2 kids. If you're in Zoom, you can put them in a 2-person breakout. And basically on slide 1 and 2, they read and take notes. You can use any notes. We just went through and did, it ties to, if you're an avid person, it totally fits the Wicker model. And you can do AP style with Cornell notes, or you can do note and notice, note and wonder. And this part is all silent. The kids are just working together. And then right here, they do a Venn diagram on slide 3. And that is when Gandalf appears. The Socratic segment happens after the Venn diagram. So you're really letting them go and learn and find out what they think on their own. That gets really good buy-in with the kids. And then you help clean up any mess that might be there. And it's really based on a think, pair, share, but it's written and it's in slides. That's the little move there. And what's cool is at the end, you have the kids, instead of popsicle sticking them, which just makes kids afraid that you're going to pick them, you have them just write a quick paragraph on what they learned for that day. So I'll model that for you guys in a few minutes. Another one of my favorites is thin slides. 1 word, 1 phrase, 1 slide, 3 minutes. So instead of giving the kids 2 weeks to do a PowerPoint, give them 3 minutes to do 1 slide. And then each student talks. In my class, I give them about 4 seconds apiece to make a claim or state some evidence. And it could be anything. So it could be like, ready? Parallel, complementary angle. What's a good history one, Scott? Fort Ticonderoga. And you give the kids 1 concept. They get 3 minutes to build a slide with 1 image and one picture. Here's what we did with some adults. I asked them to tell me foods that people should stop eating. And I got haggis. That's a food they thought should stop eating. I got squid. I got veal, and then we hit asparagus. Everybody wanted to talk about, whoa, 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 wait a minute, what is wrong with asparagus? Then we got anchovies, then we got durian, and then peas. Now, this was a 50-50 split. There were a lot of pea lovers. We had some horseradish, then we had the whole mayo debate. So imagine kids in your class, instead of you having to do a lecture about foods we should stop eating, the kids make one slide and advocate. So here's what that looks like in a more academic setting, if you would. This is from the amazing Heather Marshall, who's up in the Fairfield area. Check out what her kids did. This is just straight beautiful right here. A thin slide of Valentine's, you guys. They did Valentine's thin slides about literary devices. So look at the Donald Trump one. I want you on my side of the wall. Illusion. You are my today and all of my tomorrows. Hyperbole. You've stolen a pizza, my heart. Pun. So having kids do that, they're just looking on Google Images for Valentine cards and trying to match that up with a literary device. What's the prep time on that, you guys? Wow, almost nothing. So this one's called Sketch and Tell, and it's on the other end from thin slides. Basically, pictures are verboten in this. You can only use either a photo you've taken of something you've modeled. In this example, and I know it's a little small, but it's worth noting, this student put one little gummy bear on top and all the others at the bottom. And this was his definition of popular sovereignty, you guys. I feel pretty good that that kid is going to remember that definition as they go forward. So on a thin slide, we're just rating Google Images. We don't care where it came from. We just need a picture and a slide, 3 minutes. A sketch and tell is a slowed down process. Here's another example that I really like. This student in Adam Moller's class, this is his modeling of the Roman Senate, you guys. And notice you can't use pictures. So he was using all of the little Google shapes right here to model how the Roman Senate functioned. And I feel like that is going to be a thing he remembers forever. So the recipe card for Sketch and Tell is one source, one slide, but explained by drawing and then explained by writing. And it's a little messed up right now because of COVID. But in our classes, what we'd do is we'd have each kid do like station rotation and visit 4 other kids to get input and feedback so that you're really taking that home. Here's another exemplar from my good friend Stacy Young. And Stacy, she had her kids do this. They read, they actually used the adopted materials, if you can believe that, and then used a video from the adopted materials, and then had all of her kids went in, and if you look carefully on this side of a pear deck, they did a sketch and tell. And I feel pretty good, just from scanning, that everybody did a good job. This one I need to follow up on, like what's with the dude with the hair? Doesn't mean it's wrong, but it's an outlier. And then each student went in and wrote a paragraph or so about what they had learned for the day. And this is just a really good example of several of the Marzano strategies. Non-linguistic representation, taking notes. When do I grade it, you guys? Right now. So support, advanced, graphic organizers. So the low cognitive load. You got a whole bunch of things going on in here at once. Now let me do a little bit of math, and then we're going to jump over to doing a Nearpod demo in a second. So if you haven't heard of math reps and you teach math because you're K6, K7, this is how math reps are built. The only thing that changes every day, you guys, is the number. The work is exactly the same every day. What changes is the number. Now, if you've been around primary and you've seen like calendar time and things like that, this is not that far out for primary, but it is getting several standards handled in a single day. So Lisa Nowakowski and Jeremiah Roosh built this. Check this out. This is a math rep for 5th grade. And I've literally had teachers gasp when I show this off. And watch what I did right here. There's a low number for the day and a high number for the day. Watch what these kids are going to do. 10 times greater, 100 times greater, cubed, add 10 and 100, write a number that's greater, 1/10, 100th, subtract a number that's less. You guys, we're doing like, hi Les, we're doing like 10 or 12 standards in a single activity that's going to repeat 3 or 4 days a week for 2 or 3 weeks. So dig this. Your kids are going to do each one of these standards for 2 or 3 weeks. If you've been teaching the way the book does it, most of the time the standard lasts how many days? 1 week. So your kids get 3 times the time on task, but because they're clumped together like this, it's a lot more effective time. And you say, hey, Corippo, you get geometry? They sure do. So imagine all of them getting of just one number. So that's MathReps. And you can just head over to mathreps.com. They're all free. Lisa and Jeremiah are doing this. And this is why I say one of the saddest things I saw on the internet all spring was, how can I make a PDF editable? No, you guys, don't do that. Do not do that. Let the computer do the work for you. Use Socrative, use Nearpod, use Pear Deck. Because here's the sad reality of it. When you go through and make your PDFs editable, do you guys remember the slide right here? 400,000 packets? Because that's what they're going to do right there. They're going to call their friend and say, what's 15? What's 16? What's 17? When you get them working in front of you in real time, doing the math reps, their ability to cheat like that is much diminished. Here's another way to do it. There's also math reps now available for Jamboard. So there's a Jamboard, if you haven't seen it, is like each kid in the class gets an interactive whiteboard. So if you go to mathreps.com, there's a whole bunch of math reps that are Jamboard K-12 ready to go. And so what's cool about a Jamboard is you can go into grid view like what I'm going to do right now, and you can see everybody working at once. And so you can give them feedback, which is what we're here for, right? Last one, and Scott, I love sharing this information in this slide that you shared with me. Scott Petrie works at an AP-centric class at a medical magnet school in northern LA, Woodland Hills, right? Is that the town? Do I have that right, Scott?
No, we're Granada Hills. John
Granada Hills.
High School.
It's one of the hills. It's a hills. Anyways, here's what's pretty amazing about this. Scott's kids are doing stuff like this to start the lesson, you guys. This is how they're starting. This is before direct instruction. And they've got it fully set AP ready, annotated bibliography at the end. You guys, they're not doing, this is not a 3-week project at the end. This is when they're starting off. So this one is invented by my co-author Marlena, and it's called Number Mania. And basically Number Mania goes like this. I'm going to blow your minds right now. If you've seen everything so far, this is the one where I'm going to blow your minds. Why do we wait 2 weeks for kids to bring us 30 facts when we could have each kid bring us 1 fact? All we're doing is delaying the learning. The infographic is where the learning happens. We don't need kids to spend 2 weeks going to the library anymore. That was in the 70s. So what we do is we have each kid submit 1 fact and 1 number on a Google form or a Microsoft form. Each kid puts that 1 fact, and then I share the spreadsheet with the kids. Now we're kind of in sketch and tell and thin slides. How many slides does each kid have? 1. And they put an infographic with about 5 or 6 numbers. And then here's a super cool dirty trick right here. And Scott, have you been doing this more lately?
Yeah, I just used it to have the kids introduce me to their favorite celebrity.
Oh, I know, that was awesome.
Kind of interesting to see what stats they picked.
If you guys aren't aware of this, there's this whole twilight zone outside of the slides that we don't think about. So dig this when I zoom out. What Scott and I and other people are doing is we're pre-positioning graphics that'll work for the project in the gray area so kids can drag it in. Why? I don't need kids to take 3 days to find me the right 5 pictures either. I need them to relate the picture to a fact, and I'll show you a couple more examples. But here's one right here that's in these slides that I'll share with Ursula. So basically what happens is this is what the kids would see. Here's the facts. It's an article. And Scott, how's this? You're super pinky up. It's an article at Scientific American about coffee consumption. Is that a trusted source? Yes. Okay. Next, the kids will scan that and they'll put in a fact with their name and their number and their fact at the Google form. And then they can collect they can collect it off a Google spreadsheet. So here's some examples some adults made in like 10 or 15 minutes. So they're pulling these facts in and grabbing them off the spreadsheet. This is what the kids get. Claim your slide. They put their name on it, Johnny. And then they could put their facts in. And then when they go zoom out, they already have a coffee grinder, a happy brain, 2 kinds of coffee cups. People, by the way, you can clone the people. You could have a lot of people. And if you wanted to go gender centric, you could cut one of them off. You have a generic chart, coffee consumption's up, or you can make the chart move. Coffee consumption's down. And so they're pre-positioned graphics there for the kids to use. So all they've got to do is drag them in and they're ready to roll. So this is the kind of thing we're doing for an opening lesson, not at the end when the kids are all sick of it. And this is Scott's own slide that I like to share a lot because I'm super excited about this. Number Mania, Iron Chef, and Cyber Sandwich form a trifecta of highly effective protocols. Now these are Hattie's effect sizes, you guys, and he uses a slightly different scale than Marzano. These represent 2 years of growth. And Scott, you correct me if I'm wrong. What Scott's saying is any one of these would give you 2 years of growth. You're actually going to be using 3 different approaches to that. And the best part is your prep time is super low. So here's a couple more of Scott's, and then I got another one, Scott, I don't know if you've seen. Battle Stalingrad, the French Revolution. I love what this kid did, Scott, and I've heard me mention it before. I love how she used the batteries right here to represent the percent of land owned. Nice visual metaphor. And then here's one on the Battle of Britain, you guys, for Mrs. Palomares. So basically the kids are putting in 5, 6, 7 facts, depending on what you think is cognitively reasonable, and then just dropping in some quick pictures. Now, you can add pictures by adding the noun project to your sidebar. The only thing I don't love the noun project, but the thing I don't like about it is it requires a sign in. So if you're working with kids and you want to pre-position the graphics, that's awesome. The problem with that is if you need kids to sign in, it could get messy. So the other one I like to use, and so you just have the noun project right here. And so you can literally type in taco or fish or turtle or population, and it just pops right in. And then I can just insert that, but I leave it out in the margins. So look how many taco options they are. They have 346 taco styles for you guys. And if I type in soldier, I have 2,000 soldier icons. So what I can do is just simply drag that in and it's ready for the kids. Now, if you want one that's not login centric, you can get one called Flat Icon. It's called Flat Icon add-on. And I don't know if you've seen this, Scott, no password. So the kids don't need a password to jump in. So if I type in dinosaur, it's not quite as rich as the noun project, but guess what? There's plenty of dinosaurs, and I just click like this. I can color code it, and I hit insert, and I got a dinosaur in the middle of Battle Britain, just like that. And kids don't need to log in to use that. So that's a really cool option if you want to try that. Last couple things, then we'll get into the Nearpod side. Plan the Perfect Week by Kim Bogie. This will be in the slides. This is how very chill and simple Kim's daily work looked like. They did the Fast and Curious with Latin and Greek vocab. They did a reading passage with Book of Kucha, fiction or nonfiction, and they did an 8-part sentence. Tuesday, same thing. Thursday, same thing. Friday, same thing. What's her prep time, Ursula? If it's the same thing every day, prep time is small. Okay. By Friday, most of the kids are getting an A, so my grading time is small. And then she has a little variation on that line. And then she's got links to these. So if you guys like these, it's in the slides right here. Just look up Kim Bogie Plan the Perfect Week. And again, there's a YouTube interview here with her.
John,
So
can I stop you for a second here?
yeah.
I had somebody ask about making modifications for littles on the last Eduprotocol you showed. Is there anything you want to kind of add to that for?
Yeah, definitely. So for Number Mania, I'm just going to make everything simpler, you guys. The good news is the first part is super simple. Your name, your number, and your fact, right? The second piece is I might not hide the pictures. I might, like, let's say we were doing butterflies or rain cycle. I might pre-position the pictures, and I might just have the kids put the number and the fact. I could even leave the pictures out for a while. So it's just really a matter of everything is just making, you just simplify the cognitive load so the kids can access the work, if that makes sense. So like an adaptation for thin slides is this simple. You don't have to worry about one word or one picture. You could just do a picture and then tell me the word, right? So it's just modifying that little bit of adjustment. And yes, Melissa Hero is super, super rad for sure. Okay, let me tell you where to get all these things. If you go to if you want the free templates, you can go to eduprotocols.com. And then we also have Microsoft versions too. So if you're in a Microsoft district, they got you ready to go. And then, yes, Valerie, that's a great example of an adaptation. So the 8 parts one has 8 parts of speech. And what I've seen a lot of teachers do in like K3 is they do little parts. So they do 1 noun, 1 verb, 1 adjective, write a sentence. So they just lop off some of the parts of speech until it's comfy. But one of my favorite primary teachers is Megan Cannon. And what she does is she just makes it into an all year thing. And when her kids are done with the year, they know all 8 parts of speech coming out of 3rd grade, which is pretty friggin' cool if you ask me. All right, here we go. Now I got to get an AirPod to work. So one of my epiphanies in February was, what if I put a bunch of these protocols into one slide deck? And so this will definitely work on Nearpod. This will definitely work on on Pear Deck if you have Pear Deck. But I really like it in Nearpod. So if you guys want to go over and go join.nearpod.com, I'm going to give you guys a quick run through on what some of these look like. Join.nearpod.com, and the code is XEDCU. XEDCU. It's not case sensitive. And I would say, if you guys, and several of you have worked with me in the peer, if you want stuff like this to work in your school, don't try to make everybody do it. Because if you try to make everybody do it, there's a group of folks who they just don't want to. And that's okay. Like, you wouldn't try to make everybody drink your IPA or your matcha. Not everybody likes it. So it's okay to let them do that. The way to win with this kind of thing on the long run is, if there's 30 teachers at your site, get 5 or 6 of you really good at it. Get really comfortable. And then all of you adopt one friend. And just like that, 15 out of 30 teachers are using it. And those teachers that aren't using it, at some point they'll feel left out. And it's very, very possible that 2 or 3 will reject you forever. Don't take that personally. That's where they are. And it's okay. You take care of your kids, and everything else will take care of itself. Okay, I got 55 people in my Nearpod now. So here we go. First thing I really like about Nearpod is, if you look on your screen, you guys, if you look on your screen, my arrow is a little off. Right about here, there's a little blip, and it has a little pen and a little tablet. This is one of my favorite things about Nearpod. Pop that open and do what it says. And what it says is, put in your email or log into your Drive. Give you guys a second to do that. Now, my 6th graders freaked out the first time we did this. I don't know if you've used this before, Scott, but when we did it, their notes were on slide 7. And then we went to slide 8, and they were like, my notes are gone. No, your notes are on slide 7. So if you look at the bottom, and thanks for sharing that, Valerie, that's awesome. If you look at the bottom, you have a thing called a notes navigator, and allows you to go back and forth in your notes. So again, this is faster than I would do it with kids, but I want to give you guys an idea of what it feels like. So basically, I'm giving you guys a link right now to Nacho Libre Trivia. And you can just click on the link and it'll open up. Copy paste a couple of Nacho Libre notes, facts, into your notes. Just grab a couple of facts that you think are interesting. And we're not going academic right now. So just, if you like a note, you could just grab something, or you can remember it and paraphrase it in your notes. And remember, you guys, all the lazy kids will take the top notes. So if you want some good notes, you want to go to the bottom, because that's where you're going to get the good notes. So I'll give you all a second to grab that. Make sure you drop them into your notes. And Ursula, we're right on time, just so you know. I'll be done right about 5:47, because your next session is at 6. Sorry, not 5:47, 5:57. You're like, what? We're stopping in 2 minutes. Next session's at 6, right? Okay. Okay, so hopefully everybody has grabbed at least one note. Again, don't worry about being perfect on this. It's just a tech demonstration. Yeah, and Rita, that would be what you grabbed. All right, now we have this. So if you guys like Padlet, this is a collaborate board, right? This is a collaborate board. And I'm going to have you guys sign in. So I will just model for you on my screen. I say, I love luchadors. And then if I click on the little picture, I can put in Nacho Libre GIF. And what I want you guys to do is put in the coolest fact that you found, which again, most of you only found one fact. So that's okay. So you can put in a little GIF. And then if you guys look on my screen here, I'm going to annotate it so you can see it. Take a moment and look at my screen. See this little area right here? That's telling me that these are ones that I need to approve. So what I can do is I can click on approve right here. Guillermo, I love Nacho Libre too. Silencio finishes Nacho off with a tombstone. Christina, way to go all the way to the end. You're listening to the coaching. Good job. Ramsey says number 1. So what the kids are doing right now is collaboratively sharing notes. And as I'm entering them, you guys, as I'm entering them in there, you can like on notes that you think would be interesting. And why don't you grab 2 or 3 notes and put into your notes? So you can actually copy paste some of these. Oh, you guys are good note takers. You've been practicing. I could tell. Connie Mitchell has maybe the most interesting note of the whole thing. Now I want nachos for dinner. There you go. Jennifer Goodman. Great, great fact there. So you guys can see I'm pre-approving them. What I love about the Collaborate board is it allows kids to dump something in with a picture really easily. Scott, do you see how this is basically a thin slide? This is a thin slide. Except it's in a fancier flow. So what you guys can do is click on ones that you think are good and grab 1 or 2, because guess what's coming next is the paragraph. The paragraph is coming next. So I'm going to clear my drawings. Yeah, Nacho Libre was an interesting movie for me because I can sort by likes right here. So there's number 1, improv is the best. Joseph, your note is super popular right now. Ooh, Nicole, that was a good fact that came in late there. The Nacho Mobile is a customized bicycle version of a pedal tricycle. That should get some likes. I'm going to like that one right now. Oh, see, it's already up there. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is grab a fact or 2 and add those to your notes in Nearpod. Grab a fact or 2 and add those to your notes. And then this is how the flow works. I'll give you guys about 20 seconds to do this. Okay, here we go. 10 seconds. Grab one of these and put them into your notes. And then check it out. Write a quick paragraph with 3 to 4 awesome facts. Scott, you see the potential of this flow right here? This is smooth, huh? And what's my prep time? Just need an article. 5 minutes. Here we go. I left the audio option on so you guys can answer by audio, which is super cool for ELs. I'm pretty sure I left the audio on. And Rita, to your question, you just grab notes just like you can just copy something on the screen. If you look on my screen, you just go like that, copy, and now you got a note. One of my favorite things about Nearpod, besides the, oh, look at Jennifer Goodman showing off. Like in wrestling, in the movie, Ramses never takes off his mask. Jennifer comes right out of the gate with a positive. The song that Jack Black sings at the party was improvised. While filming a wrestling scene, Jack Black jumped from the ring and struck his head on a chair. This caused a black eye and a gash above his right eye, which needed stitches. So I can see these paragraphs coming in real quick. And this is an example, you guys, of a smart start. We're still doing paragraphs, right, Ursula? Still doing paragraphs. That's a standard. I know. I'm very aware of that, Jennifer. What I'm finding out really quickly is how good are you guys at processing things. So this is how I could do my initial assessment. Good job, Cesar. Did anybody do the audio ones? I hope I had that turned on. Francisco did a triple tornado. He should not do that. Should not do a triple tornado. I may have left that off. Basically, when I set up the question, there's a button that says allow audio responses, which I think could be super, super, super powerful for ELs and primary kids. So we ask about a primary modification. We could do this. We could show the kids a quick video. We could have them say 3 things that they learned. And that way, kids who can't type or don't have super good language skills are ready to go. They can fully participate. Very nice. Now, you guys, again, this is a technology demo. Oh, I see. Audio response is on. You guys are just big chickens. I see how it is. Oh, here we go. So right here is what it looks like on Valerie's.
There are lots of trivia facts about Nacho Libre. Here are 2 examples. Did you know that Silencio finishes Nacho off with a tombstone?
So you can do a lot of things because the kids can submit audio. Now in Pear Deck, you can ask questions in audio, but what I like about Nearpod is I can get answers in audio. So I'm going on to the next one. This is the big one. Amanda Sandoval time. What's the number of the day, Scotty? What's the number? Pick something under 35 or you'll scare us. You going with 10? Scott's playing it safe with 10. So our number of the day is 10, you guys. Watch this for doing math. Here you go. Earlier I was saying don't have kids fill out PDFs. You guys, I only need 1 slide. And I got 75 kids working on my math right now. The number for today is 10. Let's fill them in. And guess what my prep time for tomorrow is, Ursula? I just changed the number. Oh, Connie, you don't need to count them. That's going to take forever. Just drag a line. Just drag a line. On the track. Yes, Kat. Look at Kat go. She's a coloring fool right there. Good job, Kat. She got her in there. Okay, I'm going on to the next one because the next one's more fun. Let's do a number bond. And I'm encouraging nobody to use 1 as one of the numbers, like 1 and 9 is too easy. Try to make it a little fancier than that. I saw yours audio one, Valerie. Thank you. So look at this. Even with 75 people in my class, I can pretty quickly scan and see how we're doing. If I want to make this homework, look at this. Sue, 5 plus 6 is 11. She's showing off. She added 1 in there on us. Good job, Sue. But I can pretty quickly see how my class is doing. And this works great whether you're in class. Oh, wow. Nietzsche. Look at this. She's using decimals, you guys. That's next semester stuff right there. Well, Noelle's doing fractions. Love it. So it allows for a lot of individual feedback for kids is my point. There's 74 people in the class right now, and I can pretty quickly see what's going on. Okay, next one. There we go. This one is pretty cool. Hit play on your video, and you should see a question. Have you guys seen this kid? He wants Coco real bad. So mom's like, yes. Now look what happens. When it gets to that mode, you guys get to answer a question. It's like edCamp built in, you guys. It's like edCamp built in. I can freeze the video. What's going to happen next? And then once I hit play again, we can go on to the next section. And then at the next dot, it's going to freeze. What do you think is going to happen next? And I can have you guys drop in and give me a quick answer. So now I've got like Padlet built in. I've got edCamp built in. You guys want to see this, I know. It takes about 6 seconds right now. Here comes the first puff. 5, 4, 3, 2. Uh-oh, not going down. And then he's still puffing. And then I can ask you guys just a quick question. How many of you have done this yourself? Yes, no, decline to incriminate myself. And then I'm getting live data, you guys. If you watch on my screen, I can see what's happening in real time. How smooth is that, Scott Petrie? How smooth is that? That's rad, right? I could do that with History Channel. I could do all kinds of stuff. Look at, we have 14% decline to incriminate myself. And I can share the answer. I put yes, we've all done that. Let's be honest. Okay, let's just be honest. We've all done that. Okay, last one is this. If you like PhET, I saw some science stuff out there. check it out. You can pick and play at your own level right now. You did not have to leave. You did not have to leave or go anywhere else to be able to start playing some math. Looks like a no for me. And so I can go back. So you guys can all run your own simulation. Oh yeah, I'm level 4, easy dude. 1 and 2 nights. Let's see. Did I match? Oh, getting killed today. Refresh, I'll try it again. So look at, if your kids don't have manipulators at home, guess what? They have manipulators at home. And FET is really cool because it's free. There's hundreds of these. But here's where it gets really fun. When I match a FET up with a sketch and tell, I can say model, and this is the NGSS piece, model what you did, model what you built, model it. And what's my prep time to do a sketch and tell after a FET, you guys? It's like 2 minutes, like nothing. And once again, I got 74 people in my class, and I can pretty quickly see what's going on with that sketch and tell model. Look at that. Dee Dee's in on the roll there. Dee Dee's modeling. Good job, Dee Dee. And then you can insert text with the text tool. So this slide is not just about drawing. Jennifer Goodman, there we go. She's showing off again. 1 1/3. Connie's like, no more math. I want movies. I love it. Ooh, look at Bambi's. Very nice. So here's the thing, you guys. This process is called dual coding, and I'm not a brain expert, but I know this. When people draw things and write them, it cements it into their brain, right? Just circling things on a worksheet, if that was going to work, we'd have way better math people already. So these are super powerful. Oh, look at that. Sylvia's like, I'm just going to bring over my screenshot. I totally worked on matching fraction pictures with this. Nice job, Sylvia. And then I'm going to kick you guys out of here. Remember, I'm ruining your satisfaction. That's the last one for Nearpod. It's 5:57. I don't want to be too late for the next session. I hope you guys like that. Okay. Remember, jcorippo@gmail. I'm here. If I just spawned an idea, email me. I'm ready. Eduprotocols are free if you go to eduprotocols.com. Connie, will you give me a virtual no math high five? Yes. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. Yay, ELA. Let's let Ed Campos and all those other people take care of the math, and we'll do the humanity stuff. And if you guys want to see this in action, mathreps.com, free stuff. Eduprotocols.com, free stuff. You can get a free Nearpod trial. If you're already using Pear Deck, you can do a lot of the similar things. It's just that Pear Deck doesn't have a couple of the features, but don't be sad. If you have Pear Deck's awesome. Figure out how to do thin slides in Pear Deck. Figure out how to do sketch and tell. Go get them. And Scott, I think those are some things we had talked about a couple weeks ago, but you got to see it live. So pretty cool, huh? You can use basically the same deck every day.
Yep, I'll be trying them tomorrow. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. And Ursula, I'll email you the and Jennifer the slide deck.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Actually, I'll just put it in the chat right now. Why even wait? I'll just do it right now. Anyone with the link can view. There's the slides. Slides.
John, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Were you using WebEx to write and draw in your slides
No, that was Zoom.
during this presentation?
That was Zoom.
Back in Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just click on annotation. Where is it? Did you take my powers of presenting away, Ursula?
I did not.
Oh,
You're still a co-host.
When you share screen, when you hit share screen, there's a little bar that says, amazingly enough, annotate. And when you click on that, I was literally just using my mouse, but you can buy a little USB tablet and you can annotate and change colors. It's super quick and easy. You can put on the spotlight and spotlight things. Hey, looky over here. These are really effective if you have cats as students. They can't stop looking. You can stamp things if you want to bring attention to things. There's several different kinds of stamps. That's all built into Zoom. It's just most people don't push that button.
John, you have
And
a
thank
lot
you,
of
Don.
people asking for your Nearpod. They want access.
Oh yeah, let me share that too. Oh my gosh, everybody's lazy because it's Monday. Yes, I will share all my work. Hold on a second here. So remember, I'm sharing just the raw. This is just the raw cyber torta because we're being culturally responsive. Anyone can view, copy link. Here you go. So all you got to do is drop that into your slides, you guys. The second one, just drop it into your slides and then just add the overlay you want and you'll see them in mine. So there's, this one's web content. This one is collaborate. And then the math reps thing is just out of control. I mean, like luckily I just teach English and history right now, but if I was teaching math, I'd be all over that in the Jamboard. Okay, Ursula, do I need to bail out of here? Am I messing up a session? Although I think I remember the next one's at 6:30, so I just want to make sure I'm not stacking on somebody.
Let me double check.
Oh, I forgot to say, Nearpod gives you one report at the end of the day. So when your district starts asking you to be able to prove the student work, what? You got one report with all the work in it.
Yeah, we have till 6:30 with the next session. So if
Okay.
anybody else has any other questions or had anything else to say or share. We have a question down there from Todd.
How am I monitoring students? They're in Nearpod. So they can only see each other. They can only see slides when I let them, if that makes sense. So we actually had one kid apparently gave away our code this morning. So we had a couple of interlopers in Nearpod, but we couldn't, oh, the link won't be live, Darylyn. You got to copy it and then paste it over. It's not a live link. So we had somebody that was drawing, let's just say, a nail part, but only we could see it, and we waited around and screenshot it and then threw them out. So the other kids couldn't see it. And yes, Pear Deck does give a report at the end of the day, just like Nearpod. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna start making dinner now because I'm a working man. I got to take care of Mama. She's a principal, and she gets home at 6 and says, "Where's dinner?" And then I'm in big trouble if I don't have dinner ready.
Thank you again so much, John. We truly appreciate you coming and speaking and presenting, sharing all your knowledge.
You're welcome. Everybody have a great time. EdCamp's fun. All righty.
So you guys are all done here. You're welcome to go to have a nice little break before the next session if you're planning on joining the next session. Thanks for joining us.
I have a quick question. Are you able to answer it? Linda Goldsworthy.